Hello! Hey Lily! How are you doing? Eh. Eh. I did a little bit of work in my room today, but there's still things lying around everywhere. But I'm getting there. I'm working on it. I'm getting closer to the stuff being done. It's just not really a priority anymore because like the important things are done, and so like the finalization is like kind of dragging my feet on that because there are other things in my life too, you know? You know how it is. Right, yesterday we left off by implementing typing statuses, which was simple enough. We probably want to ensure that we probably want to store per session. We probably want to store per session when the last typing thing was sent, and if it's like more than 5 seconds, then we just, I don't know, we punish them by dropping the connection or something. Hello, Robin, how are you? I like that. Let's punish them by dropping the connection. If they try to DDoS the server, their connection's getting dropped. Yeah! Can we just, You had lunch with your ex you hadn't seen in close to 3 years now, and it was quite fun despite the bad circumstances of your breakup. How did that come to be? My ex actually reached out to me, like, half a year ago or something, and I just ghosted her. I just, no, not doing that. Do not need that in my life. Yeah, good, yeah. Like, it was like a decently nice message too, but it's like, I just, I don't know. It was a manipulative person, and I just, do not need that, I'm thinking about how I want to, What would the protocol error be anyway? Okay, so that's just that's the client making a mistake, basically. Should we drop them if that happens? reached out to her. You share a lot of friends in a Discord server still, and you wanted to clear the air if there was any residual animosity so you could share that space more comfortably. You had a good time complaining. Oh, so she's like a software dev too then. If she's complaining about AI, I'm assuming. Oh, okay, okay. So, can I ask what happened? I realize it's a personal question, so if you don't want to get into that, you don't have to, but just like, you know, I'm curious if you want to share, if you want to spill the tea. I would love to know. She's currently working as a full-stack dev in Vue. Okay, okay.
Oh, it's Daisy. Such a pretty Daisy.
I'm gonna put this here and here because I don't want to do the... I don't want to unnecessarily lock the state if I don't need to. Yeah, that's good, I think, that's good. Okay, this is just a permissions check, okay. That's fair, that's fair. No, I figured it might be too personal, but you know, I was just curious. She basically had a prolonged breakdown of her whole post-college personality. As in, like, she changed completely as a person, or what kind of breakdown are we talking? I wonder, what if we... Can I... I want to try something. Can we filter map the stream? Does... Hold on, does, StreamX not have a filter map? It does. Why can't I call that? Is it because TryStreamX doesn't have that? I mean, this is still a... Filter map. Oh, it does exist. Okay. I don't know why the autocomplete didn't know about it then. Here, I want to try something. I want to filter map this to a... Let's move this match in here. We should be able to do that, right? Return none. I think this can be async. Hello, Simplaren. What are we doing right now? I am considering a little bit of a refactor here so that this handler here can own a value referring to when the user last sends a typing indicator so they can't just spam it. Generally, so we can have, you know, per handler a... You know, like a set of values that indicates, you know, like when... Just so they're not spamming, you know? Hey, Saigama! How are you doing? I'm doing well, Edwin. How about yourself? And I'm like trying out stream filter map thing for the first time and seeing how how well that works, because, I think we might just be able to give the stream to handle messages. Crate bounds were not satisfied. What do you need? Filter map. Let's do if let's this thing some client no some this thing, right? We just return that directly. Yeah. No, we don't. We just do some client message. Yeah. I mean, we can even just do, let's message equal this if message is none. Message. None. None. She didn't know who she was, discovered she was definitely neurodivergent, had to confront trauma, and generally struggled. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so you... I mean... I think it would still be okay if you did blame her, you know? Because, But it's like... It's also good that you don't. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I wouldn't blame you if you blamed her, you know what I mean? But it's also perfectly fair that, like, you wanted to move on from it and, like, you know, see whether you could end up in at least a neutral place. Again, if this is too personal, you don't have to respond, but what blame do you see in yourself there? You found Rust has fast execution times when using it for AWS Lambda. Rust has fast execution times in general, it's amazing. So which trait bound isn't satisfied here? Let's ask the compiler, because that usually has better error messages. Or at least just more nicer formatted error messages. Oh, that's the issue. There we go. That's kind of nice. And this now receives the stream. So I'm just gonna copy this too, just so I can easily undo it. Handle messages. Messages. Impulse stream. Item. Client message. And then we put we do while this thing. Yeah, thank you. Oh, it has to be mutable. Okay. Why are you unhappy? Cannot be unpinned. Whoa, okay. Why does it have to be unpinned? Wait, hold on. This is on stream or on what? Plus sized? No. Over attachment and being in denial that things might be ending, you held on too hard. Yeah, I guess I did the same thing. Wait, doesn't stream itself implement next? Oh, it doesn't. That's weird. Huh. Okay. No, that be okay. It has to be unpin. What is unpin even? Types that do not require any pinning guarantees. Huh. Okay. So do I just put unpin here? Okay, it's happy with that. Huh. Okay. Okay, that seems to work though. That's kind of cool. Hello, Wind Up! How are you doing? I think let's put the messages down here. And so, just copy over all of these except for the... message. Then we need to await it. And you're so unhappy right now. Why are you so unhappy? Cannot be unpinned. I so do not know what it wants from me here. How you doing, Phoenix? Oh, sure, but why does this have to unpin anything? You think the experience of meeting back up is what's directly responsible for your current sense of melancholy, but it's a good one. Yeah, healing is weird, that's true. Hey, as long as you're feeling good about it, that's all that matters. The pin macro. What does the pin macro do? It pins it locally. Wow, I've never seen any of this. I guess I still don't fully understand the whole pinning thing and why it's even needed. So this is like still pretty confusing to me. for memory safety. And I guess it's like generally like an optimization that memory locations can't even change at all. Like, I would expect that to be the default, that memory locations don't change. Hello, Lamby, how are you doing? If I was to just put the stream into here directly, how unhappy would you be about that? This is an aggregated message stream. That should work fine, right? Just for learning purposes. Okay, that is fine with. And this is a stream of this. So what if I was to use impl here? Okay, then this is still unhappy, and if I do unpin here. Okay, that is okay with. If you pin something, you... Oh, so it's like less a guarantee the compiler makes to you, and more guarantee you make to the compiler. Is this Tori? No, it's not. Currently, for the front end, we just use just a, local HTML. I like the previous version though, Lamby. I'm tired, but God. So streamx next requires self unpin because it has to be able to call poll next, which takes pin mute self for future reasons. And so why does that mean it requires unpin? Wouldn't it then want it to be pinned if it takes a pin? Alright, and so this doesn't work, I'm assuming, because of my... Is it just because of the... I see. And if I were to pin this... Now it's still unhappy. Interesting. Hello, Trout Soda. You started a Rust project with Iced for GUI and you're quite liking it. How are you doing? Iced is a GUI framework, I'm assuming? And so why is that not okay? Does it have to be box pin? Do you have to... Does this have to return a pinned future? Pin async, something like this then? No, still unhappy. Cannot capture the... Okay. Pin new is only available on things that implement unpin. Okay. I'm kind of just trying random things and I don't really understand why... Oh, this has to be async move, right? Interesting. And if I was to capture session here, not that I want to, but just to see whether that would work. This is now unhappy. Hello, Eigen Tourist. Iceras, you write too much HTML at work and you wanted to try native GUI. Is that like iced.rs? Ooh, interesting. Personally, I don't think I would use Rust for front-end things, but... Wait, Cosmic is written in that. That's interesting. It's kind of cool. So, what kind of templating language does it use, if any? On Boru's session is oh yeah, that of course makes sense. This does need to be a session clone. So this just takes a session. And is this finally happy now? I put it in the wrong... I changed it in the wrong place. But I think like this it will be happy. Some variable does not need to be mutable. Is it you? No, it's you, right? Okay. So it seems this would, in theory, work. So I guess it can't be an async function, it needs to be a function returning a pinned future. Going all Rust even for the front end is helping you learn Rust. It doesn't have templating per se. It's kind of like Swift UI, you build and style elements in Rust. Okay, okay. So what's your project, Trout? And if this was pin instead of box pin, would it also work? No, it wouldn't. So this has to be box pin. Interesting. Hey, Kyo! How are you? And if I were... So let me just double check that there's no way to do... Like, just experiment with this a bit more, see whether we can gain a greater understanding of what's actually happening here. Hi, Matt. How are you? Ah, yes, it's complaining about the... it's so unhappy. It's so unhappy. It's Friday, can't complain. Yeah. How's your day been so far? So it is specifically complaining about this closure here. Hey, Belka. You're slightly tired today. You did your C# course today. Doing recap exercises like basic syntax and loops. Did you make sure to put your braces on the same line? Figure what out? I like how its suggestion is removing all of that. Oh, I didn't see, Robin. You're getting good at it, at putting the braces on the same line. Good, good. That is very important. And so box pin makes no difference here because it's not about the... It's not actually about the closure being unpinned, it's about the body being unpinned. Does that mean then? Does that mean that you can never... Is it collect? Does collect not need... Oh, collect doesn't need it to be unpinned. Wait... Why does next specifically need it to be unpinned? But is it better to use for each then? Like, is it bad to use next then? So if I was to just make this impulse stream, and instead of doing next, we would do messages for each. Async message. Oh wait. Still unhappy. Async move. Still unhappy. You're going to have to remember that if you ever redeem a code review from me, you need to go look and see if you put the left curly braces on the same line. Yes! You should do that even if you don't request a code review from me. It does not implement FN mode because it captures state from its environment. Also, why is this still unhappy? Whoa! Oh, because this is box pin. You're also unhappy. Does using move not get rid of the capturing? And they all take effing moods. Forms the call operation. FN trades, my goodness. But so... I guess there's just no way to do what I'm trying to do without annoyingly having to return like a pinned future or something. Which just isn't worth it here. Like, if I have to do all of that, I'll just inline it. Huh. Kind of surprised this is so complicated, but I guess, I guess it's just because futures have a lot of constraints. It would have been nice to be able to use filter map, but I don't think that's gonna happen here. Wait, why are you allowed to use async move? They're not even moving anything. Does it say what state is being captured? Oh, Grammy, what are you doing? Let's, Google this and see what exactly it means by capturing state from the environment. Can the Rust compiler figure out the proper functions to inline? I think it does inline functions that it can, yes. You can still use the inline hint, but I'm almost certain it does, its own inlining where it deems appropriate. The Rust compiler does a lot for you. It's really, really smart. I like how this portion is called compiler errors. I'll never guess what he works on? Yeah. So... I'm wondering whether I'm missing something. Because this seems incredibly constrained. In their example, they have a closure returning a future while I'm using an async closure. I guess that's the problem, right? How different is using a closure returning a future from an async closure? Wait, was that a... Did I misread that? Oh, I did misread that, thank you. I did misread that. That's why it's a move. So if I was to do a sync move here, then of course we would have to capture the session. Okay, so that makes this one work. And I guess this is the same thing then, right? Not move out of session to captured. Oh. Interesting. So does like does an async closure basically just like de-sugar to closure returning an async like a future, or is there like more to it? I guess doing the filter map thing is just, I think it's not worth it. Should we just... A closure that returns an async block is executed until it returns the async block. They are not quite the same. Or an async closure is just a fully asynchronous closure. But is it, like, effectively the same as a closure that just directly returns an async block and doesn't do anything else? I will revert the changes I made here, because that clearly doesn't work. Let's go back to start of today. Stop. Stop. I'll need this ish. Okay. Just so like to more for mental model purposes than anything else. So I wonder if we saw things the way they were before, if we were to variable captures have been different, and basically async closures are just a newer stable feature, while closure returning future was trying to achieve async closure with the features they had at the time. Okay. Thank you for explaining. I'm gonna get rid of this real quick so I can format it. So if I was to use for each instead of stream, instead of next here, how would that change things? I'm curious. That would make it very unhappy, I'm assuming. Ah yeah, now it's unhappy because, yeah, okay. So dot next still seems to be like the best way of doing this. I guess the best thing we could do would be to just move the whole stream into here. And then just do all of that in there. I guess I'll just inline it for now. I think that's what we want to do. reader here, put the reader here. Format this one more time. Full row here. And now we can do what I wanted to do initially, is keep track of when this type of message was last sent. Which we can do that for all of these commands, really. Now, you know what, I'll think about this later, because this is like, you know, a security thing, making sure that people don't spam messages too much. Probably best to address that like as a general thing than for this specific message type. Let's just start up the server for now and have a look, make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. Okay. Does seem to be working quite well. So let's see, we implemented the typing thing. We didn't quite finish the message searching, so let's test that out today. Some sort of bucket rate limit thingy based on IP and user ID, maybe. And it would have to be per node, I think. Because synchronizing that between the nodes would be way too much, I think. Yeah, definitely per node. But I'm not sure yet whether to, like, you know, just have, like, a global limit for, like, you know, just generally things done per second, or, like, whether to be granular about it and say, like, okay, you can only send, like, a typing message every 5 seconds, you can only request user data every 500 milliseconds, all of that, you know? So I'm so very, you think definitely granular? Hey Ramesh, how are you? It's harder, but the way better option. But I guess probably also have a general rate limit just for, I don't know, just so not everything needs the granular rate limit. Like, have both, I guess, right? Have the global limit and a rate limit for specific actions. I have no idea how we're gonna store that right now. Like, that's gonna be its own thing for sure. Hello like this, Shell. What do I do to rate limit API requests? Right now, nothing. It's not really something... Generally, security, that sort of thing, is not really something we've considered at all. So... I'm just kind of like starting to have the gears turn about that a little bit. If it's too low, then you fuck regular people. If it's too high, then it's useless. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Using Rust without considering security is crazy. Why? Why is that crazy? Buttercup. Buttercup. How far am I on the project? I can't show you the demo. Here is the chat. I can do hello. I can send messages. I can send messages, I can... There's friend requests, there's groups, there's channels, there's roles in channels, there are global admins, there are owners of groups, there are moderators in groups. There's private messages, there's channel messages obviously, there's typing. I have not added marriages, no. Right, I wanted to add the message searching. So we have this in... Here. We have the search endpoint here. Add some CSS. The problem is I'm just not good at styling. I'm good at CSS, but I'm terrible at styling. So like if I know how something is supposed to look, then I'm really good at putting that into CSS, but I'm just not a visual person, so like I don't know how to make something pretty. So we return the messages and we return the count. Okay. Something as simple as building a map of IP to number of requests. Well, even that wouldn't be simple, right? Because then you need like some way of like removing the ones that were like a certain amount of time ago. Well, I'm not really cloning Discord. The whole Discord clone thing is just like to simply sum up what I'm doing. I am really like making a completely custom chat server, and I'm probably not going to add calling. I also don't think Discord's UI is good. I think Discord is really ugly. Sure, but like it might be okay for someone to send like 2 requests in very quick succession, but then, you know, not I guess you could keep a certain number of requests with timestamps. Yeah, I would probably use a library for it. But I think it's something that's like, you know, best thought about as like its own little project than like something to just do on the side, you know what I mean? And generally, I think it probably makes sense to like, you know, first figure out like the system itself, like get the functionality as far as I want and think about deploying it and then think about security. Because as long as it's not even deployed anywhere, security isn't any kind of concern. Alright, so let's just add a quick button for searching messages. Do a button, on click, search, search. And we add a new function. Let's do chat state API. When did you wake up, Lily? Search. What do you want? You want a conversation in text. That makes sense. A few hours ago. Okay. Well, if you want to sleep, then sleep. Conversation. Oh, you haven't been sleeping? Well, I'm sorry to hear it. Why not end if? Oh no, I mean it's just spell syntax. I think I prefer this. End if always looks kind of ugly. Let's just use a prompt here for now. See what the backend returns when we use that. I mean, what other argument do you want regarding syntax? Like, syntax is all about whether it looks pretty. That's like the defining factor of syntax. Okay, let's see what the backend returns when we do that. We go to the group, and we search for you. Nothing happens. Oh, because we're here. It replies with nothing. What do you mean nothing? Is it because it replies with the repeated and the repeated is just empty? What if I search for ba instead? Wait, that worked, didn't it? It's in the opposite order, but I think that worked. Hold on, that's kind of cool. And I guess the opposite order, having it be newest to oldest, even makes sense. I'm using full text search. I'm specifically using, I'm specifically using, where is it? TypeSense. So when we create a new message, it writes it to... Wait, where do I do that again? Where do I do that? Here. I write it into... Why do I do that here? Anyway, so I'm writing it into TypeSense when a new message is received, and then here we're using it to search just by... I think it just does some kind of fuzzy query on it. It even like accounts for typos, I think. I don't know, it has like some settings you can use for like, you know, how far can the search term be away from what was entered. I think we probably want to move this from here. Do you currently have the logs or no? You don't. I guess it's okay for it to be here for now. Hey Vanadium, I'm doing well. How about yourself? It is good to see you. Happy to hear it. But yeah, I guess there's no huge difference whether it's here or in... I guess it wouldn't even make sense for it to be in here. And this is used in persistence and here. Right. Just thinking about that structure a little bit. I remember why I did this here, though. Because we need to load it from the logs in order to be able to index it right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Alright, so it does work. Which is surprising because we hadn't tested this at all yet. We're gonna need, of course, a much nicer way of rendering it, and how about we just, hey Armalis, how are you? How about... What works? Oh, message search does. Message search does. How about we put this into like a little dialogue or something? And so when one of these messages is clicked, we want to scroll to the message in question. How about we start spamming like a bunch of messages to allow for debugging this a little more? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. A little bit tired, but otherwise all is well. How about we make a bit of a spam script? Let's make a spam script. Let's do set interval. We create messages. Conversation is the active conversation. Messages, let's just do math random 2-string. It's like a math, hold on. Math random 2-string 16. Substring 2. Yeah, let's do that. Seeing Nats being used heals your soul. Nats is pretty cool. Yeah, there is a void type in JavaScript. Undefined has the void type, or yeah, I think undefined has the void type, or the other way around. One of the two. They're basically the same thing, in short. And this just needs to be chat state. There we go. We're spamming. We're spamming. Oh, we're spamming so much. We're spamming. Alright, let's refresh and get rid of this. How many messages do we have now? I would say it's enough. Okay, so for one thing, our scrolling thing is getting stuck. We also need to... You have an opportunity to do freelancing and then quit your employer. You have to evaluate the company setup, taxes, etc. Or just go the easy route and be employed again. I'm a freelancer, yeah. How did I structure things? Well, I started off being just self-employed, you know, just a sole proprietorship, which is super easy to set up. And then once I started wanting to invest, I incorporated. Sergeant Pepper, thank you for the raid. Hello, how was your stream? Hi, raiders. How are you doing? Hello, Ren. Happy Friday, thank you for the follow, Ren. How are you doing? What were you up to? Alright, let's see why this gets stuck. Because it shouldn't, in my opinion. Ah. Interesting. Stream was good. Also working on Rust JavaScript stuff. Yeah. You're building a game admin for your Godot game. What do you need Rust for that? I guess, to phrase it differently, I'm surprised you're not using Go for the backend then. Is it more tax efficient to invest through my company? I believe so, yeah. Basically for money or that I'm assuming I won't need for like a really, really long term, I'm at least figuring it's more efficient to like, you know, pay fewer taxes on it at first and like invest it that way and then only like, you know, eventually pay income tax on it. Or capital gains, depending on how I take it out. So to basically defer part of the tax load until later and invest with the only partially taxed money. I'm still paying myself out enough so that, like, you know, my own tax rate is more than corporate tax rate, you know? It's not dividends, it's capital gains. Either you pay yourself out directly as an employee, then it's income tax, or you I don't know what it's called, you like take out the winnings, so that's capital gains. You're using Godot Rust bindings for the game, and you want to keep the same language for the backend, so you're using Rust and Accent for the backend. Wait, does that mean you're not writing Go? Because I thought Godot was Go, wasn't it? You joined like 20 seconds before he ended stream. Aw. Okay, let's see whether we can fix this scrolling bug. Because it's very easily reproducible. Oh, Godot doesn't Go? Oh. You thought Godot had its own language? I just figured it was Go because of the name. I guess that's probably the misconception. It uses GDScript, C++, and C# natively. And GDScript is that their own script, I'm assuming. Oh, it's C#, okay. And they have tons of bindings, okay. Thank you for explaining. But it is a game engine, right? That part I did remember correctly. Just making sure. It's like Python for the Godot game engine. Ew, Python. And so, to sum up, you are writing your game in Rust, correct? Ew, Python, that's why you're using Rust for it. Based. Rust is so good. I love Rust. Such an excellent programming language. Python is nice for some things. Yeah, the garbage bin. It's real nice in there. Another Python hater? That's me. Python hater number 542,000 million. It's just so ugly. It is just so ugly. Oh, stupid pressure on my ears. Yavelka asks a good question. What made you specifically pick Godot for this task? What are you gonna do your graphs and stuff in if not Python? Literally anything else. Anything that doesn't have a disgusting syntax. Wasn't there some CSS property for CSS scroll? Scroll timeline? No. No, we don't need scroll snapping. I think there was some way of turning off the scroll position thing. Chrome scroll position. Oh, I'm thinking of, no, I'm thinking of some property, some setting that lets you turn off, there are certain cases, and those cases are very specific and arbitrary, where Chrome will attempt to preserve the scroll position of an element when it is scrolled all the way up or something. And I think there was some way to turn that off. Why did I choose to clone Discord? Well, I didn't really. I'm really just making a chat server. The whole Discord clone thing is just to sum it up more easily. It's really just because I wanted a reason to write Rust again. I feel like I remember it being Chrome specific. Yes, Avoid. How do I find Svelte? It's great. Svelte is awesome. You picked Godot because you wanted to learn game dev and they have a lot of resources for learning. You really enjoy writing Rust and you wanted to get better at it. That makes sense, yeah. Check something real quick. Okay. You're slowly turning into a C-only kind of person. That sort of face. Haven't been there, to be honest. What other languages have you written? Hello, Martin. Because it's, so, I would say Svelte is very much like Vue, except it has way better tooling support. And that's like the biggest downside of Vue, is the bad tooling support. Wait, pandas? How did I negotiate my average day rate? I mean, I didn't really. At my current position, there wasn't much negotiation needed, especially because right now it is project-based, so like I deliver work and get paid for how much work I deliver, which is honestly exactly what I want. How are you doing, Martin? Once you get proficient enough in C, you would like to pivot into using Rust and Zig to see what they do to try to improve off of C. As long as you're having fun with C, that makes sense, yeah. Overflow anchor. Bilka. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Thank you. Exactly this. Let's see whether that immediately fixes it. That is exactly what I was thinking of. Thank you so much. Overflow anchor none. Doesn't seem like it makes a difference. But that is what I was thinking of. I'm surprised that didn't make the difference. Hello, Vim Diesel. Oh, I love that name. Hello, Vim Diesel. I'm actually so surprised that didn't make a difference. Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Let's just be a text node. No. Document, create element. Oh, let's do, create element div. That should work, I think. Or not. What do you mean? Not true. Oh, other way around. But now it doesn't preserve the scroll position. That's strange. Wait, it does. So if I scroll down here a bit, hold on. Let me turn this off for now because I need to experiment with this. Let me turn off the load more for a moment. I remember float. I remember float. Or let's do let's just break it like this. Here. There. Okay. So, we add if I make this a min height, will that work better? Whoa, that is so not what I meant to do. So not what I meant to do. Here. On the messages. Okay, we can add, things now. So now it scrolls with it. I'm gonna try something else. You hate CSS, you just keep forgetting the properties. It's something you get used to. I would say don't try to memorize them, just look them up as often as you need to and eventually you'll remember them. Let's also set a text on them. Just like this, just so we can distinguish them and see where they're being added. Here, so. There, so now they're always added at the top. If we scroll down a little bit, interesting, and if we scroll to the bottom, okay, and if we turn this off, now we stay scrolled down. So it is, the overflow anchoring only applies, no, what? Interesting. So basically it exists, but it isn't consistent. When does it start to trigger? I know if we set this to 0, it's gonna not trigger. If we set it to 1. So it only doesn't trigger if we're scrolled to the very top. Interesting. I don't even think you need to like learn Flexbox in a vacuum. Like Flexbox is simple. Flexbox is not something you need to like learn specifically, I think. Because it's really just either a horizontal or a vertical container. Like it's very, very simple. I wonder... Wait, what are we doing here? We are... Is this already us attempting to preserve the scrolled position? Messages like that new. Oh no, okay, I see what we're doing here. This is us scrolling down the view when we're adding. Right. I want to see, what if we comment this out? If we comment this out... Whoa. 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 Okay, we are spamming right now. We are so spamming. We're spamming. I want to turn off the delay here. How come it loads the same image a million times when it's already cached? Is it because it doesn't have the extension? Does it need to have the file extension to be cached? Oh, maybe it's because I've disabled cache enabled. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Haha, because I have disabled cache enabled. That would be why. Okay, and if we were to... Razumtag, thank you for the follow, how are you? If we do this, it's still... Okay, it still scrolls all the way up, that makes sense. How about we turn this off again? And we use our little trusty script again, except now we're adding it to the bottom. Signs of an experienced developer. Is it insert unlikely complex fix here? Oh, it's just this checkbox. Yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of the time it is a weird thing. It's just kind of like, you know, the I've seen some shit meme, you know? How you doing, talented? Okay. So now okay. And if we were to turn off the overflow anchoring... Okay, we still wouldn't get scrolled down. So overflow anchoring only applies when we're... Does it even make a difference? Does it even make a difference? What does it actually do? Oh, because we're pushing to the bottom, but I think when we're pushing to the top, that's when it makes a difference, right? Okay, so it only makes a difference when we're pushing to the top, and only when the scroll position is in 0. That's when it applies. What I meant by a very specific set of conditions. So, do you have any plans for what you're gonna do with Rust Tourist? And I guess the question is, do we want to keep it or no? So we definitely want to keep this one here, which ensures that if we're almost scrolled down, any new things, any new messages that are added on bottom, so we'll bias towards staying on the bottom. A device driver. What kind of device? Or I guess let me ask you differently. If you don't have something you want to do with it, then what's making you consider using Rust at all? It's not really a Svelte issue. It's a like, this is not Svelte specific. This is something we would run into in any kind of any framework. Because it's just a browser issue, really. Or not even like an issue, it's just making scroll containers behave the way you want them to when you're adding things in certain places is always a little bit of a thing. Oh yeah, but I mean, all high-level languages handle that for you. Though you do usually work in low-level languages anyway, right, Tourist? Something that makes the message "Hello World" appear in random places. Open your file explorer, whoops, there's a "Hello World." Look into your trash bin, there's a "Hello World." Open your browser, you guessed it, "Hello World." just trolls you with making Hello World appear on your screen in random places. That's kind of cute. Oh yeah, I remember the issue we had with Effect Pre here though. Because it had like the weird compiler option enabled. I wonder, what would happen if we were to just do this? What would happen now? How would it behave now? Ah. Ooh, it's dirty, but it works. It's dirty, but it works. Ooh. This is so dirty. This is so dirty, I'm gonna leave a comment on it. Ensure we're not scrolled all the way up, so overflow anchor triggers. I'll do you one dirtier. You just want to see what kind of mischief is still possible for a device driver in Windows these days? A lot, I'm sure. Hello, GE. Good evening to you too. How are you doing? Okay, so the next thing I want to do is increase the amount of messages that are sent.
Oh, it's Daisy. She's so pretty.
We define a limit here somewhere. Yeah, let's increase that limit to 25. Same on the client. The client 25. Now we're loading more message. We need to restart the server first of all. Oh, I think that's not 25. How about now? Yeah. Oh. Load, hold on. How does this? I think this works exactly as you showed, right? Or doesn't it? Hold on. Let me put a little bit of a delay in there so I can see what exactly happens. It happens too quickly to really keep track of. Set timeout. Do 1,000. Hey Roger, how are you? Huh? What is happening and why is it nothing? is happening and why is it nothing? Yeah, I'm fine-tuning the loading right now. So it does load it when you're scrolled up to 100 below the top. It wasn't you. I'm watching you. Random little sounds at random. Now we're getting into horror territory. Why is it not doing anything? So it does trigger. Why is it not being... Why does it not do it? Okay, now it's doing it. Weird. Oh, it's because it's an effect, and it can't set up the effect tracking because of... Okay, no, that makes sense, that makes sense. The set timeout needs to be in here. That makes sense. Okay. Why did it load that many? Why does it load 2 more rather than 1 more? That seems wrong. Yeah, because I just debug generated a bunch of them to just be able to test the scroll behavior and the message search. So I just ran like a local script that just sent like 100 messages. Why are you making such a troll thing though, Eigentourist? I think I know what the issue is. I think this here runs before this, isn't that right? Isn't that right? Yeah, we're scrolled up. We're scrolled up. See, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I'm assuming that happens even without the timeout, is that correct? Things make sense now. Will rand ever be 100? Like, in what language does random knowledge just generate a random float? From 0 to 1. Or 0 to just below 1. You can't help it! This is the sort of thing that was an intrinsic part of your introduction to low-level programming. How were you introduced to low-level programming? Now I gotta know the story. Okay, new plan. New plan. New plan. Scroll down equals true. Which means we now no longer even need this. We can just use message view in all of these wonderful places. If scroll down, messages view, yeah. Return. How about now? No, it doesn't do anything. Oh, of course. We don't need to return. Maybe. Oh no. How about this? This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. I do like this. This feels good. Test. Whoa. Oh, that's so slow. Whoa. It's lagging out. I think because there's just too many elements active. I'm kind of surprised it's lagging out over this. I don't think it should be this laggy. Oh my god, why are you so laggy? Does the JavaScript run in every scroll event? I mean, it's the typing that's laggy. Like, look at this. It takes like 3 seconds for the text to show up. Hey, Spoopy! Hello again, how are you? Check the CPU tab. This looks very different than it used to. Where's the frickin' performance tracking? Here. What is this interface? I don't know. Why is it spending 3 seconds on layouting? You're staying at home coding on a Friday night. What you coding? Forced reflow is likely. I like how they're. I was like, what is forced reflow? I don't get it. Let me double check. Does it have something to do with hot reloading? Now it's still super fast. If I load all of the messages, now it gets super slow. But I mean, this is trivial. Maybe it's because of all the comment notes. I mean, these shouldn't matter. I don't know why it's rendering so many comment notes, but I mean, that shouldn't matter. My keyboard is not in Russian, what do you mean? Why would my keyboard be in Russian? You are working on an Omega-like chess platform. How is this Russian? Hello? AEOU? What do you mean Cyrillic? Those are just vowels. Yeah, I guess I'm yodeling, but okay, so why is it so slow though? Do another record. The comments are added so elements can be added and removed after them, so if blocks work. Oh, okay. I can't imagine they're the issue though. I can't imagine a bunch of comment blocks are making rendering take 3 seconds. I'm using context, yeah. But I mean, that shouldn't, re-render everything, shouldn't? I'm using context here. I mean, yeah, but React is shit. React is absolute garbage, so... In React, of course. Pointer over. The issue seems to be that the browser doesn't understand the chat text box doesn't resize while I type, so it shouldn't affect reflow of the whole chat log. Yeah, it is poopy, but it doesn't mean anything. IQ is a stupid measurement. Oh, I see, Roger. Okay. That makes sense. Hello, AKD Jr. How you doing? So easy to write a simple text input with a set state that wrecks render performance. Apparently in Svelte too. Something in the HTML is linking the layout of the chat text box and chat log. I mean, even doing this is laggy as fuck. wonder, what if I was to remove the context menus here? Would that make any difference? Okay, no, it's not the context menus without the issue. Yeah, but I mean, it's just a Svelte component, so it's just to allow right-clicking the message. Like, it's not a context menu that gets rendered. It's really just an attached event listener. I'll keep it away for now, but it doesn't seem to be the issue. This is still laggy as fuck. Why is it lagging so much? There's still so much... What if we remove the context menu from the user, too? Oh no, like a context menu, like a right-click thing. Not a context object per chat line. Now it's still slow. So removing the context menus makes no difference. I mean, there's like 500 elements in here, so like this shouldn't be so slow. I don't think it is, though. This is only called once. Where, Roger? How many hours per day do I code? Really depends on the day. On the button? No, this is on the next line. It's just how Prettier formats it. Wait, how many hours do I code per day? Like if I stream, then those 5 to 6 hours. Also, whatever I spend working. I'm so glad I don't have meetings. Let's see. How do we get... I want to know, how do we get, Svelte to... And let's see whether this gets executed a million times. It's gonna get executed a bunch when loading this. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It doesn't get executed now. So the messages don't get re-rendered. At least I don't think so. I turn on paint updates, hold on, let's see that. Paint. Show paint flashing rectangles. Anyone photosensitive? This is your cue to look away for a bit, because this is probably gonna flash a bunch. Or not. Why is this taking so long to lay out? It's literally just re-rendering this. Huh? Show render it, no. My browser taking up 55 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, it is taking up 157 megabytes for some reason, but not 55 gigabytes. Layout shift regions. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Why is it taking so long? Svelte render scan, what does that do? What's your components update in real time? Let's try it. Doesn't seem to have a lot of stars nor to be updated, but I mean if it works with newest... No, it's not written server side with HQ press, no. Like, it just doesn't do anything. Hey Machiko, how are you doing? Alright, let's try this thing. We need to... Yeah? So just use it anywhere, basically. Let's try it. Render scan. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. You know, I'm just gonna scroll all the way up. This all makes sense. This all makes sense. Why? Hey, I hate sleeping. How are you? It's not a Svelte issue. The CPU doesn't spend time in JavaScript. Yeah, that's probably right, yeah. So you think it's a browser issue. So if instead of doing this, yeah, that makes no difference. How about we do... How about we flex it? And we give you a height of 100 pixels. And this is a flex shrink 1. Still slow, makes no difference. mean, it's like, this shouldn't be enough to make it lag. Like, these are 470 elements. That shouldn't be making it lag. Eventually, it should be a virtual list, I agree with you, but... Guess so? Even if it's like, this isn't that bad. This should not be enough to make the entire browser lag. What if we introduce an additional layer of nesting here, I wonder? Would that make any kind of difference? Well, that's not what I want. What even just happened? What is even going on, by the way? Why are you so much bigger than your container, Mr. Grind? Hello, Mr. Grind. Why are you so much bigger than your container, Mr. Grind? What if I make you flex though? What are you doing? Thank you for being here, Codex. Have a great rest of your day. But yeah, like I said, I do agree that eventually this should be a virtual list, but I think it's still worth debugging why this still relatively small amount of elements is lagging everything out. Like, I think it's indicative of an issue either way. I mean, if I do row position absolute, that's going to completely... Like, that's going to disable the layout, right? I mean, I'm assuming that's going to completely fix it. Let's load them all. Yeah, that fixes it completely. So it is something about, the grid being unhappy here. So it doesn't like this grid layout, basically. It's definitely more compact, yeah. And now it's slow again. Yeah, that's some good compression right there, yeah. So if I was to move this into a div, the interesting bit is that breaks scrolling entirely. Kind of surprisingly. Like, it just breaks out of the grid then. Just weird. What is happening now? Oh, okay. Now it's doing what it's supposed to, but it's still laggy. It's still laggy. Still laggy. No, it is the message list's fault. It is. If we use position absolute, it doesn't lag. So it definitely is the fault of the layout of the message list. Like if I use position absolute here, it completely stops lagging. So somehow it like factors the messages into the layout computation of the parent element. I guess it's because of FR. Kind of weird though. No, I had one FR before. I was trying the min-max to see whether that would make a difference. It doesn't seem like it did. Oh, it does make a difference for this, but I mean, this is still gonna be laggy, right? Yeah, it's still laggy. And I think Flex would have the same issue. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that's still laggy. So what can we do here to so since we can't reasonably set a hard-coded height on it, just for fun, yeah, for fun and for learning, Wenrar. Also, hello, how are you? No, actually, we do have ban and timeout. We do have that. I'm doing great, thank you for asking. Hmm. How is the size of the chat input text box computed? It's just 100 pixels. Hello, Laura. How are you? The text box is constant. Text box is constant. We can even give it a hard-coded height, 100 pixels here. But that doesn't stop it from trying to re-render the whole thing here. You have a new job and you're writing Vue. What's your new job? And how are you liking it? Still laggy. What if... What if this? What if... What if... What if... I tried both Flex and Grid. What if we do this? Still laggy, still laggy. Made no difference at all. Hey Psyduck, how are you doing? How is your day going? Laggy. So weird. And of course, I'm assuming if we were to do... I wonder, position? Relative. Position? Absolute. Really? That doesn't fix it. Well, that's just strange. Is it because of... Huh. Oh yeah, Vue is infinitely better than React. That's really weird that absolutely positioning this doesn't fix it. Dude, that's so weird. I just don't think there's nearly enough elements rendered to lag it out as much. Eventually we will want a virtual list, but it shouldn't lag with only 400 messages being displayed. What do you mean by it doesn't expect resizing to stay the same? I mean, 50 just lags less. With a small number, it doesn't really lag. So it is definitely the messages. Yeah, it does help, of course. But we shouldn't be limited to 50. Like 50 is just not enough. I like the fact that it lags with 400 is definitely indicative of a problem that we should fix. Obviously, there's gonna be a point where we need to virtualize, but 400 should not be it. No, because like, on a big screen, you might have more than 50 messages on screen at a time. Plus, you need like some buffer for scrolling, so 50 is definitely not enough. And again, if it lags with 400, that's a problem. What do you mean by the lag is caused by the scroll bar? Sure. I will do this, load them all, and now let's see. No, the problem is the layout, Johnny. If we absolutely position the messages, then everything goes away. So what if this should we look at? What does it mean to avoid layout? Oh yeah, it's the whole screen, yeah. Oh, here are nodes that need layout. Does it... Layout... If only it would tell me what those nodes are. We narrowed it down. It's an element within the document. Thank God. Ninja Crusader, thank you for the follow. How are you? My God. Check the other tabs bottom up. And that doesn't have anything. That is completely unhelpful. Also unhelpful. Very unhelpful. What am I doing within keypress? Nothing. Just, I'm just modifying the text box. My own handler's not really doing anything relevant. Like, this is trivial. I can even remove this, it's not gonna make a difference. It's not gonna make a difference. Yeah, it's still so. This is so weird. What does it mean to avoid layout? Stop saying avoid layout. That makes no sense. Bro, they left the whole avoid layout, but it makes no fucking sense. No, it doesn't auto resize. Yeah, but they're not telling you how to do that. They're just telling you just avoid layout, bro. Just stop being stupid. Just avoid layout, forehead. Yeah, avoid browser. Contain layout size paint. I don't know about that one. What does it do? That makes no difference. Yeah, just draw the rest of the fucking owl, exactly. Avoid HTML, it's known to cause layout, exactly. Just don't layout, bro. Fucking idiot. Why the fuck are you layout? We did that. It doesn't, it just literally shows nothing. You can try it again, but it just showed nothing. Look, it literally does nothing. No, it's okay, Ken. I don't think you were here for that. But look, it's I don't understand. How is it so stupid that it's re-rendering the entire page when I'm writing into this text box? I don't get it. No, it doesn't. Kate, it doesn't. It doesn't resize. Yeah, maybe the machine spirit is upset with me, yeah. Yeah, but why is it even resizing anything? This is a completely fixed layout. There is one grid here with 3 columns. There is one grid here with 3 rows. All of these are predefined. There is no need to do any kind of fucking layouting here. Yeah, we tried with min-max, without min-max. None of it works. Here, how about this? Grid template columns. 300 pixels, 300 pixels. 300 pixels. Makes no difference. Rows. 500 pixels, 500 pixels, 500 pixels. Completely hard-coded layout. Makes no difference. I know that it's re-rendering the entire document. Because the thing is, we have established this. We have established that if we make the message's position absolute, the problem goes away. Now it doesn't lag. I mean, I don't want to make the message too simple because then it might just not lag because the layout becomes too simple, you know? Let's remove the avatars too. Wait, it's the avatars. Hey Fixer, how are you? Why is it specifically the avatars bugging it out? No, they're not refetching. They're not refetching. No, they're not set a height. You think aspect ratio is fucked? No. No, it still lags. It still lags. So weird. Why is it doing this? Try another image. You think Grumpy Pete is the problem? Let's try Oh, this looks way better. What if we make just the image's position absolute? Oh, why? Where's my... Huh? Oh, whoops. But then wait, if it's the images that's the problem, why did position absolute fix it? But then if I own... Wait, okay though. If I position absoluting the avatar does not make a difference. What if I position absolute the user? That also doesn't fix it. Yeah, dude, just avoid layout. I'll give Daisy a treat in a moment, Robin. Why does specifically giving the message a position absolute fix it? Oh, whoops, I just... That doesn't work. Position absolute. Absolute. Oh, that does fix it. Okay, so giving specifically the user position absolute does fix it. It does not have a fixed height, no. If we give messages a fixed height, that does not fix it. But the thing is, only absolutely positioning these does not make a difference. Wait, now it does. Before it didn't, now it does. Hello? That doesn't fix it. I'm gonna try something. What if we make this just an image? Oh my god! What the fuck? What the fuck? Namu, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Wait. Is it just the avatar component that's doing something weird? Is it all the avatar component's fault? Huh? What does the avatar component do that lags it out so much? I mean, I'm gonna be frank here. If this is the problem, I'm gonna stop using Bits UI. Because this is kinda... This is a bit, you know. It's a bit, you know. Yo, fuck you, Ang. I mean, this isn't Svelte, this is Bits UI. Okay, let's go back to using Avatar here. And we are back. We are not lagging anymore. Huh? Hello? Why are we not lagging? Why are we not lagging? Hello? Why are we no longer lagging? What? Wait, was it the anchor ad in the CSS? That was like only an accident that was in there. Oh, that's literally just the... I did remove the anchor. So basically this... Oh. So despite not being used, that anchor was fucking up everything. Oh yeah, that fucks it up super hard. Okay. Alright. A CSS anchor is something you can position something else relatively towards. I was trying to use it for this, but it ended up not being a good tool for this purpose, because an anchor is, and this is why this was lagging it out, by the way, because an anchor name is unique to the entire document. And I just forgot to remove it apparently, and so it was like for every new message rendered, it was like recreating the anchor basically. Alright, so I guess that fixes it entirely. Honestly, in retrospect, makes sense that I was lagging it out. Right? That's crazy that there was no indication of that. Like, we literally used all the tools, and the best we got is avoid layout. Yeah, I guess finally we're avoiding layout. Fuck layout, dude. Fucking layout causing all these issues. Alright, so it's much less laggy now. I completely forgot what we were going to do. I will get something to drink, and then we will surely remember what I was actually doing before layout broke everything. BRB. Hello, friends. Remember to avoid layout, boys and girls. If you don't avoid layout, well, it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. Right, before this started lagging to all hell, we were testing out our scroll handler. Is it all still... I think that's all still active. No, it's not. Oh yeah, that's because we still have this extra div here, right? Bring this back, just undo everything we did in here, and undo everything we did in here. Okay, we're still unhappy, clearly. Frickin' anchor, dude. Oh, it's so much less laggy now. So much less laggy now. Can I make a fish background? I love that photo of him. He's so grumpy. I love that little fish. Like, what the hell are you looking at, huh? What's she doing? Give me a treat. Opacity a little lower. How do you do that? Your background opacity? No. Oh, you need like sure, there's some way of doing that. Something like that? No. Doesn't work. Forgot how to do linear gradients. I don't know. I don't know. Isn't this how you do linear gradients? You can just give it a single color? Can, okay. Because I think it has to be a gradient to render over a comma, you think? Yeah! Yeah! There you go. Let me connect to my lamps and give you that background color you want. You said... what was the color you wanted? 9EAEA0. Hello? That didn't work. There we go. That is an ugly ass color. Oh, I almost forgot about the treat for Daisy. Hold on, I will wash my hands and I will give Daisy a treat.
Daisy. Daisy. Where's my Daisy? Where is she? Where's my little Daisy? Where's my little Daisy? She's coming. She's coming. Oh boy. Oh boy, here's my Daisy. Your little Daisy. Doing over there? Oh, little crazy Daisy. Are you hot? Oh. Little Daisy. Donald, huh? Stop. Daisy. Oh. Don't. Talking to me, but Daisy's feeling weird, I think. Daisy. Daisy, what you doing? Something's scaring you. There you are. There's my Daisy. What happened? What happened, Daisy? Where's she? Bit of a crazy moment. Bit of a crazy moment. Feeling a little fishy. Now we're feeling better. Now we're feeling. Here, Daisy. Come here. There's my. There she is. That's a good Daisy. That's a good Daisy.
Hello. It was supposed to be pale forest green. I think that you posted the wrong color. How big is the tank? It is 450 liters. Hello, Two Craze. How are you? Alright, so scrolling works, I think, exactly as you would want it to now. Now I think we're ready to implement searching. You're very good, you finally figured out your path. What's your path, you Grace? And I'm doing well, thank you for asking. How about we put search just into a dialogue for now? Let's just do... Let's searching equal false. Dollar state rather. I'm sorry, Kate, I have no idea what that means. And then this is just, searching equals true. Wait, but... Hold on, let me make sure whether I put it in correctly. Pale forest green. I mean, that looks... How does it look in the camera? Why is it so bluish? Kind of strange. It looks so blue. Oh, pathfinding algorithms. I don't know those. You enjoy web dev, specifically the back end, even though you don't mind doing the front end, so you're gonna be a full stack web developer. Any specific languages or frameworks you enjoy the most? But yeah, I think with the LED lights plus the camera also changing the colors a bit. I think this is as good as we're gonna get. It does kind of look strangely blue given that it's kind of green focused. But I guess LEDs are like that in general. You know how like white LEDs tend to be like mostly green? So I guess it's like more of a human eye perception thing. So I guess it's a little bit of everything. It's the LED lights not being perfectly accurate, it's our eyes being weird, and it's the camera also adding its own modifications. So let's add a dialogue for the search. I can pick a color I like instead. Purple. Getting to control them from my phone is kind of cool though, I have to say. I love Grumpy Pete's face. I feel like people who correct you, they are pretentious to Craze. Like, you don't even need to use Node. Like, sure, you can use JavaScript on the back end, it doesn't mean you have to use Node. People who correct you, they are super pretentious. I think it's perfectly fine to say JavaScript there. They do have the same syntax. notice just like a set of just a runtime and a standard library for JavaScript. Yeah, the wonders of modern tech. Or how about this? I will just use this to render the results for now. Because this already returns a list of results, and so how about we do... search results, and this returns what? A search res. Let's do or undefined. Do like this. Yeah. So basically full stack TypeScript, I'm assuming, is what you enjoy the most then too, Grace. Alright, and now we read it here. We call search here. And this is just another bind where we do search results and search results. And then we just render the messages here. Oh, it's a different kind of message, huh? So this needs a... Okay, well that's easy enough. How about we just do like this for now? Oh, whoops, no, this is like, this. Yeah, okay, now we're happy. You like JavaScript for your programming language and Express for the framework. You're no good at TypeScript, you don't know what you're doing wrong. Tell me, how long have you been doing JavaScript for? Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. Those don't seem to be ordered, though. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to fix, is we want to make these ordered. I guess they don't, That's a bit strange, they don't come ordered out of here. I'm assuming there's a way of doing that. Is there like an or sort by some ID? Does that work? Hey Moose, how you doing? Let's see whether that works better. No, the IntelliJ Rust thing is so good now. It used to be bad for a little bit, but it's really good again now. Okay, it's unhappy now. What? Why? Okay, it seems it's not happy with this. Type sends sort by. Oh, okay, so it needs ID desk. Yeah, I remember that, like the fake errors. Yeah. But like the IntelliJ Rust thing is really good again now. Well, why are you still unhappy? Let's see, what is the error it prints? A little bit over a year, but you mainly use JavaScript for Discord bot development. You're familiar with JavaScript syntax by learning through Free Code Camp, so you can understand exactly what it is you're using. You also did some small web servers and messed around with Discord's raw APIs of a library. And so what is it that's kind of putting you off of TypeScript? How about we just put an unwrap here and see what kind of error we get. Alright, what are you so unhappy about? This isn't... Oh, it is an option. Okay, we need to unwrap here. You know what? Just put a... Just do like this. Just do like this. And then undo this so we don't need to touch it later. What kind of errors can this return anyway? I guess it would be a 400, right? Well, let's see what kind of 400 it is. It is a 400. Could not find. What? What do you mean could not find a field named ID? Type send sort by ID. Okay. I don't understand why you're so unhappy. Okay. But I mean, so why not? So why not? So why not? You tried it out in WebStorm and had those little gray square boxes, like how they have it on your screen. Gray square? You mean this here? You can turn those off. Those aren't like, those are just like a little helpful hint. Those aren't like an error or anything. Those are just it telling you what the type of something is. Like those are here, these are just hints, you know, just to type hints is what they're called. It's just to show you what the type of a value is. If you don't like them, you can turn them off. Also increases editor performance, so win-win. Would not find a field named ID in this key. Why? Are those provided via LSP? I think so. Oh, don't worry about it too, Craze. You're learning. I know it might seem silly now, but it's just, you know, just a mistake. Don't worry about it. I guess it has to be, but type sense sort by ID. Why can't I do that? Does it have like, hold on, I need to like, I'm assuming it has some kind of CLI or something that will give us some information about what's going on. Russian colloquialisms. I mean, they're difficult for me too on account of I don't speak Russian. You speak Russian, Lily? So we have a type sense thingy here. Is there like a type sense CLI or something, or? Like, is there, how do I like debug it or like see what's happening? Oh, really? I didn't know that. How come? Oh, Okay, Lily. And so you kind of just, you learned some then and you're refreshing your knowledge now? Okay, so it has no CLI and it has no anything. And so I'm not allowed to sort by that? Ah, I see, Lily. Okay, one of the artists you've been listening to recently has a few choruses in Russian. Okay. Wait, what's a dashboard? Oh, there is a dashboard. What? Okay. Okay, let's try this out. Server responded with status 404. I don't think it's that simple, is it? Not doing anything. It's my API key. My god. Oh wow, okay. Okay, that's kind of crazy. It's just a web thing, that's insane. Collections. Search message. Okay. Dude, that's crazy, this dashboard. Yeah, I would not use this on like an actual instance. I would definitely never use this on an actual instance. No, I think this directly connects to localhost. This is just the this literally just uses the API. It's actually really, really cool. It's super neat. I really like this. It's kind of weird that it exposes all of this. I don't know why TypeSense even exposes this at all. But since at least with how we have it planned right now, TypeSense is just fully local. Nothing needs to be exposed anyway. Why does this keep going up? Why does this keep going up? What are you doing? So we have no aliases. Okay, don't need this. Don't need this. Search presets, okay. Stop words. Whatever that is. Why is there only default in sort by? Why can I only sort by default? No, there is an ID for all of them. They all have an ID. Default sorting field values. Okay. Do I have to specifically choose which fields are indexed? I don't think so, since I mean otherwise why would I be able to do this? Uh-huh. Wait, so index is true by default, so... I don't understand. Maybe, hold on. Maybe we, in the, type sense thing we can... Type sense, derive thing. Oops. Here. Is that the version we're using? I think so. Yeah. It doesn't help that this, like, the Rust package for this is, like, very rough around the edges, let's put it that way. Alright. Here, source. Datagram, thank you for the follow. How are you? Okay, so I guess the only attributes they're supporting for now are facet. You can specify a default sorting field and that's it. Right, and if we were to not use the derive thing... This one's a collection schema. A name field... Okay. But it said sortus? Thinking. What if we shouldn't do the string ID thing? What if that's the issue? Why is everything I have open not what I want? Those the others. can we set per field? What is a facet again? Type sense facet. Not helpful? What is a facet? What is a facet? Hello? Oh my god, this documentation is so bad. Blah, 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 blah. What is a facet here? Facet fields are indexed verbatim without any tokenization or pre-processing. Oh. Okay. I guess it's more just like a type, basically. Okay, so it's indexed by default, it is stored by default. It's sourceable only by default for numbers. This is default false. Okay. Vector search. I don't know what stemming means. I think I will use a... I will try using a number ID instead and see whether that fixes things. Hello, Jerv Norsk. How are you doing? Change the schema. See. Right, so the ID doesn't even show up in the schema now. Do I want to give it to it once as a string and once as a number then? I'm doing well, thank you, Jer. Learning new things about type sense, which we use for message searching right now. The document contains an ID field of type string. It would use that field as the identifier for the document. Okay. It no longer says that in the... No, it does. It just linked me to the search for some reason. Is there any more documentation on the identifier? I wonder whether it's better to like give it our ID or I'm just going to try writing it in there as a number instead. Let's just delete the collection for now. We can do that, right? I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can do that. I would have liked to, but it doesn't seem to offer that. Oh, here, drop collection. Yes. Same here. Goodbye. Goodbye, collection. And we now define the... We just remove the search message entirely. Which also means we're no longer going to need this. Oh no, we do still need this. Really? Okay, this just becomes message. No longer need to stringify here. Actually, we don't even need to do that. We can just use the message here directly. No need to map here. That's very convenient. I guess we can clone. Or does this only need to borrow? Might only need to borrow. It only needs a borrow. Okay. No clone needed then. Very convenient. No way. Is this not implemented as a from here? Where is it? Oh yeah, no, that's Git by default. Git, when you clone a repo, it tries to change all of the line endings to RN. But you can change that. Oh, we just need to borrow, that's what we need to do. We need to do... I mean, document is a message, right? Oh no, if we do map... That should work, right? Yeah! So we don't need this. We don't need this. Okay. Now all we need to do is re-index the messages we already have. Let's see whether we can do that. Yeah, that should work too, but you can just turn off the Git setting. It's just a setting in Git you can turn off. How about we do 4... do this. We just copy paste this for now. Just quick and dirty re-index. Scylla, execute iter. This one here. No parameters needed. Are you unhappy? Unwrap. Unwrap. Underneath the OK then. Conversation. A64. Instant signed. While let okay message equals this thing. Await. Oh wait, let's do let's stream equal this thing. Stream next await. Be mutable. Okay, some okay. Here, just do it like that. And we index the message here with a borrow and then await and return it. Okay, and that should create the index and then re-index all of them that we already have. What is LD anyway? Okay, it's not happy. It is unhappy that... Oh, whoops. From chat messages. Still unhappy. Documents ID field. Okay, so I need to rename it basically. So I do need the search message still. Pubstruct search message, which is a bit unfortunate. And call this, I guess, a message ID, which is kind of gross, but what can you do? And this now needs the clone debug still. It's a linker script. You can define the section layout and offsets and other shit of a binary. It's like really only used when running bare metal binaries. I've never seen something like that. But it's used during compilation, I'm assuming, right? Okay, so this needs to be search message again. Search message. Search message. All of these are search message. Now you're unhappy. You need to do this again. This is message ID. Okay. And you need to be message ID. And what does the collection look like right now? Oh, the ID just wasn't Okay. I'll drop the collection and try it again. Okay. Now we have a bunch with message IDs and like its internal IDs, I guess. And I'm assuming the message ID we can actually sort on now. Let's see whether that's the truth. Message ID desk. We comment out this script in case we need to do this again later. And now let's search for ba. And we're ordered. Okay, so that does work. Tomorrow I want to try whether we can just maybe manually apply sort to the ID column if we create it manually. But for now, I have to stop because I still want to take a bath today. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you again tomorrow. If you haven't yet, I would appreciate you leaving a follow and checking out some of these links, and let me know if you have a preferred raid target. Whom shall we raid? Thank you for being here. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you for the company, friends. And I'm assuming you want those misaligned memory accesses because, I mean, it sounds like a bad thing. But I'm assuming in this case you want that. Only some of them are illegal. Okay. You should tell me more about that tomorrow. For now, have a good night, friends. See you tomorrow. And bye-bye.